Right. This is obviously the Let's Play OakCity. JMGaming has just told me this is like, you could say this is almost the release map really, and we've got early access to the sort of the proper map with revisions, and he's very, very kindly sort of given me access to this before it's actually on general release. This is the one that Giants have basically told him he's got to like tweak just a few little things, so there's very little to do this. So we've got the opportunity to go on this. This is obviously a brand new one. Like literally, we did do the start when we dealt with the intro. Obviously the money I'm going to adjust, but this is me taking you in with me on the first run, so we can start to modify this so that it really represents what we've actually done. Now there is a lot of work involved in this, there really is. So there's some of this that's going to be, I think we're going to be alright, because of course obviously we get the one thing we'd already lost it. We're really fortunate in so much as we were about to start the next year, so in a way we've not got any planting to do, although I can do that now, to be honest. So I'm not it's not really the end of the world if I had got to do that. I can do it now with the scripting engine, with the easy development tools. Now I know how to do that. Actually I didn't learn how to do it to begin with. The harder way, just through the scripting of the actual game. But obviously it's easier, the easy development tools that allow you to do it an awful lot easier than it is with the actual just the scripting language. So it's just, that's why it's there in it really, for us all to have an easy thing without it, hence the name Easy Development Tools. So let's get in there and see what we need to do. Obviously we're going to have to add money to do all the changes and all that type of stuff, because it's going to be a blank canvas. I will bring my placeables in, which will place all of my placeables in the exact place that they are now. So this is literally us going in for the first time, so it is going to be exactly as it should be. Just literally, where we start at this. Let's turn the time down. In fact, we can go. We may as well go 0.5, because really. Then so we get all of that. Obviously we bought 176 and 178. Just those two. Obviously we've also put lots of things on. The placeables will come with us. The leveling we'll need doing again. So the one thing we really need to do straight away is buy these two plots. So that's going to be to about 500,000. We'll get the money exactly right, but like we're just going to do this for now. In fact, we may as well add 1 million for now, because this is just slush money to get this as we have got it in, like in the actual game. So let's buy those 2 fields. But I do really like to take you with me. Also, I mean, this is one of those episodes that's completely different, and that is just a behind-the-scenes look. I remember a long time ago, Miss CDP did something very similar himself. Now then, we will have obviously the originals. We also got our vehicles, which would be useful, I suppose, actually, right now, to actually use these monsters as they are. The originals. I think we use the tracked version. No, we want that one. Let's enter that. Oh, of course, I've got all those horrible settings, haven't I? All of the we don't know any of this. Let's change all the settings so that it is what it is. And 50-50. And we don't want any, we don't want that. That's the one I really like. We'll put that on slow, be kind to myself with that. We'll stick that on, because it's right at the beginning, so it's not going to affect anything. We are on hard economy. I think that's it. I do. Right, so then, let's open this. Borrow this. Now we've already got the big plough, but we're going to borrow that. This is just us literally doing this. Now we should be fortunate. Obviously placeables are going to come in, and all of this little vehicles are going to come in, so all of this will be overwritten with our vehicles. So this is us using the original setup that you get with the, and obviously there's no way in. And now that is true. Now that needs addressing. because that we again want to do as we did like before. So let's do that, and that's why you really need your slush money, truthfully. Yeah, it's got to be sort of roughly about there. Yeah, so these are all the sort of things really. I think I'm going to time lapse this because I don't want it to be mega like boring. So I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. there we were done, I think. We've got 3 shadows of trees that don't exist. At least 3 shadows of trees that don't exist, so that's rather unique. I was like thinking, is it in the sky? Is that a floaty tree? But no, there's just like one over there, and one over there. So it's definitely strange. Yeah, so I'd forgotten that this was obviously there's the stone to do as well. I'm not sure. I think we'll incorporate that into the Let's Play. There's a lot of stone, there is. I think we've got, yeah, probably got a lot before. In a way, we've corrected. If you remember the very first time we did this headland here, part of it isn't ours, and it was a real mess. So we've left a big chunk here that's not. But I'm going to leave it because it's a bit confusing. So we've not only have we done obviously what we had before. Now we did split this. We may do that again, but I might just keep 155 as like what that would have been, and just keep this as our largest field for doing whatever. And then 178 is only marginally smaller too. It's a big field actually. I really didn't realise it was. Obviously we went actually a bit higher. I think we only came to about here, and I left that. So you're really gone. That's not too terrible actually. So got all of our original ones and these, and we've cut out the new field 155. I think I'm all right, but we can always, yeah, like sort of clean out. So next session, what I'm going to do is we'll send the ploughs back now and put all of the placeables down, obviously my placeables and my vehicles, which will get rid of all of these vehicles that we don't own and keep the ones that we do own, which was, I think it was this one actually. I think it was the 9RX with the tracked. I think we kept the tracked version because I like that. Yeah, it was. I'm sure it was. And then obviously we've got all of our other vehicles. They will come in, and I'm trying to think. I was thinking, do I not change things around a bit so it's true? I'm not sure, but we've got the vegetables for now, and I've got to be honest, it was very production rich already. If we were going to do something, it would be a change. What we could do, I suppose, is actually do the vegetable business and then change. More for entertainment than actually reality, because in reality you probably wouldn't do that, but it's more for the entertainment value for everybody else. Because I am bringing in a few of my own sort of creations that obviously I am going to put into the mod hub. I've literally created 2 unique ones, and I'm also going to create a 3rd soon. This is not going to be as complicated as the other 2. I was saying the other day about barley, about how it's underused in the game. So just as a bit of a thing, I asked the AI, I said, well, what could you actually make out of barley? And they said whiskey. I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. I never thought of that. I didn't realise whiskey was made from barley. So yeah, barley is one of the main things for that. So I'm going to be making, which means we sort of have this unique opportunity to actually, because we are approaching that time of year where you would actually do that. So I'm thinking, let's do it. The other thing is I've got the straw factory that I've already made, which makes, and obviously if we're going to do barley, then that sort of fits in the other side to that. We've obviously got an awful lot of soup still to do that we'd got from last year, so we can leave that chugging. That business might chug along for another couple of years, whilst, yeah, we like do other things. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, we're making a shed load of cash. We really were really burgeoning on this and really blossoming. No, burgeoning is, yeah, same difference really. Yeah, blossoming, we definitely were. I think we well beasted a million, or I think, yeah, no, we had. I'm sure we had, because I was saying about. So obviously the money will be changed to what we did have, and all of the placeables I'll bring in, which we just fixed from. It's typical, isn't it? Oh yeah, I just literally got home and I got the thing from JMGaming about the, you know, like about its, yeah, in its fact. But obviously I was very touched that he sort of said, well, you know, for all of your help, I'd really, you know, you can have early access. Thanks for all your help, sort of thing. So I thought, yeah, okay, we'll do it. So send them not back. all of our leased equipment. Did make short work of that. It was a lot harder the first time. I think we just had I think I just had the 12 meter, and I literally struggled. I love that by Caesarius. Yeah. We could treat ourselves to one, really. But I always try to sort of stick really to the says where possible, and we have done that really quite a lot throughout this Let's Play. So, and obviously I did promise a long time ago to actually do that other field. So, yeah, we have obviously got stone. We might buy a flotilla of stone pickers to actually have an attack on this, because there is a lot of stone. Is it, what kind of stone is it? Let's have a look as well. Like, what size is it? Is it one we could roll her in, or I think some of it was big. So, orange, yeah, middle-sized orange. Nothing in those four. And obviously the one that we've just done is yellow, so we could roll the yellows. I can't remember if we had roller. I don't think we did have a roller. Did we have the Brants? Did we just get the Brants? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Well, we should see next session when it's all brought in. So, yeah. Sawmill and the bioplastics. Yeah, now obviously we bought ours in here because it went wrong on us, but JMGaming has obviously fixed that. But we'll stick to the one we've got, to be honest. Yeah, we're going to stick to things as they are. One last little thing. Yeah, I'm actually going to make a placeable for this, to make this look like what I always wanted, which was like the pipes going through there. Now there is something, I can't remember which bit it is on. I think it is in others. It's not really a pipe, but I'm going to make one that really is, that you can sort of stick down. That's a real pipe. That you've got them on Let's Plays. Frankenmuth's got them. I'm going to see if I can grab one from Giants as an object and then actually make it into, or I might just make an object. Yeah, I can do it myself. I can really. I'm going to Blender and make an empty circle, really. But there is something in the game that I've already found. Can we? No, we can't. We can't rotate it, can we? Yeah, no, you can't. There is something there that. Here we go. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was. Was a brown pipe like that I put in there like that, just to represent the fact that it was that kind of thing. But I did find it. I just don't know where it is now. I don't know that it was in this section. But I will make something that is literally that, so that I can start to put this down. Because to be honest, the bridges are alright, but you can't often use them, whereas the game sort of lets you do this always, where you can actually build it over. But obviously you'd make a pipe, or I would always do what we do. Here we go, this is it. It's sort of like we know it's not it's not quite letting me do what I did the other day on this. No, it is. Yeah, no, that'll do. Then we can put the, it's not, I say it's not quite right. Let us do it the other side. No, it won't. No, it really will not let me do it. Okay, okay. No, okay, well, we got it one side. It's as best as we can do it, really. It's not perfect, but it does look like a pipe, so you would know that we would done it that way, really. But again, we were playing within the limits of the game, so it is what it is. So that's sort of right, pretty much ready for us to rock and roll, really. So yeah, it's going to be business as usual. But I thought I'd do the session, include yourselves. I'm going to stop the cameras and I'm going to bring in, there may be a little bit more, I think there was. Let's just do the like softening of these ridges that JMGaming said that, yeah, he basically said that Giants said, which I'm not surprised. I would say, I've always said this, I love JMGaming's work, but the one thing that people are funny about is this type of thing where you've got to do this yourself, because he loves his monstrous like things. Now I think I've done most of this one, but there were maybe a little bit in the original fields that just thought there were, I think he's done it actually. Yeah, I think I remember this last time we had to do some on these two fields, so I think he's already started to do that type of thing, because Giants have told him he's got to do that. So yeah, I mean, obviously the other field that we bought, I think we did this one as well. Yeah, he's put some fences in. Oh no, there is a way in there, but I would like an entrance in here. So I think we're going to take. Trouble is, it's awful because you sort of got to get rid of an entire section, which is a bit awful, really. Oh no, that's not too terrible. Can we do a middle one? No, I think actually an end one's going to be more like as you would do, isn't it? Really. So yeah, that's good. We moved all of this section. Leave that section there, but I do know obviously we've got our little. Yeah, I think we'll take it down to there because we've got our thing that's about there, I would say. So yeah, next session. Yeah, those trees weren't there on our thing, but I like. They may have been actually. We'll leave it definitely. So all of our placeables will be back. Everything that isn't ours will be gone, and yeah, even the fuel tank will have the fuel that we actually paid to put it in. So yeah, and we'll have obviously all of our sprayers and all that type of thing, which I really would like to start to use a lot. I have actually got my stone pickers that you saw on this in for testing. I did a wheel loader set for a 6 and a 9, and a front loader for 6 and a 9 as well. So they're in for testing, which will be at least a couple of months away from that. Actually, my first set should soon be judged because I put mine in about the same time as JMGaming. I think he was about a week before me, and he's now had the heads up about this map. So really, it might not be too much longer before I get my first you need to work on this, or no, or yes, or whatever. So I'm quite looking forward to that. That should be not too far away. So yeah, next session. No, I'm gonna bring you back in a few minutes. I'm gonna bring and we'll see if there's any problems. We'll fix any issues so that then the session after we can literally get on with the Let's Play again. So yeah, I shall see you shortly. Right, now then, let's have a bit of a wander over an aerial view of like everything to see if anything's like not quite right. No, this will be here still. Yeah, it will. So obviously everything else should be okay. Oh wow, yeah, we did. Oh, that's a good job. That's not bad at all. Obviously, yeah, we've got all of that to pick up that we had. We've got the giant one, the little one, the buy point. Well, actually, I was unsure about the headlands. Obviously, it's not quite as big. We will make it bigger around that one a little, definitely. Most things are on the right place because we never really mucked around very much with the ground and everything. So really, yeah, everything's sort of where it should be, I think. Let's have a look. Oh my life. We leveled that, so that's got to be some sort of weird glitch with productions, the way that it's doing that. It really shouldn't do that at all. Yeah, it's got to be like almost like could be the position of. Yeah, it is. You can see actually again. We did actually level that a lot, so that's causing issues which we will fix. The one that is the animals. Yeah, I did think I had probably like done this a little bit strangely. Now we're going to ruin the. Yeah, we are. We're going to ruin that, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to lose half of the manure, and obviously that's also like a weird place. That's a bit. Now I've actually sorted my. Yeah, this changed the colour on this. Also, we did a lot of work on this. You can see likewise that's also done the same thing because of like the fact that it's not level. We've got that level. You can see that, and this is the type of thing that does go wrong when you take it from one place to another. So yeah, you can see that was obviously suspended on something. So we really need. Yeah, well, we're gonna have to. I suppose. Yeah, it doesn't really matter about the manure. It's a casualty. It is one of those things that what can you do? So if we take that as the level point, sort of stick that under, we've just got rid of hundreds of tons of manure, unfortunately. It's well, we can buy some. I can have a look. To be honest, I'm not really worried. I was just looking at just 2,020,000 is what we were on. I thought we'd broken one. I'd forgotten that we'd gone. We did go silly. It went crazy good. I mean, and really, I mean, it should be going good now. So let's just like level that like that. Yeah, we need to really come all the way across like that, so that it goes underneath that, and then we'll level it more like that. Or do it a bit better this time, because this is sort of free money, and not that we can't afford it, as I've just said, but we'll get this right now. So we need to soften, I think, like so. Maybe, I'm not sure if that's, yeah, that might not be. Now we only really need to come out there like so, and then again just to bring that like that. It wasn't too bad, I guess. I didn't go too far. So this we've now done it. We said we were going to do it, and we have done. We didn't. I took one tree down that I shouldn't have done. That one down here I didn't realise. But again, I didn't take some down that I said I was going to. So it was, we won some, we lost some, or the trees lost more than me. But yeah, so that's done. Let's level this, and well, obviously the aftermath of all the buried things, they usually pop up afterwards. So if we do the leveling from there, oh no, that's softening. We do the leveling from there, it should really pretty much get things back to how they should have been. I don't mind if we bury that a little. It's yeah, not the end of the world, and that will sort of, now we make it a little smaller just to do that. Yeah, again, this causes issues in the actual Let's Play, so we can just gather the chevrons, and I think we should be fairly alright. Yeah, so obviously let's quickly do the one that's causing issues as well. Let's just soften that a little. Yeah, that's not too terrible. Right, okay. And then, yeah, I'm not worried, because the cows are producing an awful lot. And it's not like, as I said, we are doing very well on cash-wise. Oh, that's not too terrible. Yeah, not too... Oh, it's... Of course, no, this is true. Now, if you've got no fences, the fences are part of the placeable section, so we haven't got those it's remembered some of it. Oh no, it's taken that little bit over there. Now there's a bit that's floaty now, so we need to be. Now then, yeah, this is true. That's because originally, yeah, we didn't have that great. I don't know how we're going to do this. This is sort of like, I would say from there. Not sure we're going to get underneath it. It's sort of like quite high. Yeah, it is, and I don't know why that's so high as that, really. And I can't switch it off in a way because it's a model, as in, like, you know, it's remembering. Well, it didn't have one, but I switched it on this model, and that's the ground zero of like what that is. So I'm gonna have to sort of, yeah, bring this up and like get a bit creative with the level from that point onwards, and sort of like do quite a big mound and then build it up to it as if it was naturally like that, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. So let's fill that area in, and then we'll soften it. No, we did. I was going to say, did we? Because it's on this side, isn't it? I suppose we could actually, thinking about that, being as we have done that, actually make that so you can get it from both sides, and we can come up over this hummock. Almost that was like the reason why it was done in the first place. I mean, you know what I mean is, we've had to do this for the reasons that it's gone strange. Then let's make and run with that a little. Let's just. Not really, you know, it's yeah, I don't want to go too much more than that, I think. And then if we soften this down here as that's the way in, and the same on this side, yeah, I should just about be able to get over that. And then a little bit of softening there. That's not perfect, but then you never get anything like that perfect. So now we need to do this mess here, which is a little too late. Again, I don't know what we're going to do about that. It's just messy. Look at the door, where the door is. It's right down there. I think, yeah. Ooh, oh, wow, it is actually right down there. Yeah, we did. This was rather a strange. Yeah, I'd forgotten about the grate and everything. So really, that really is the level. I've now gone to. That's, yeah. That's floaty. So let's just quickly get the level up to the point of that, and then I think we'll take it from that point there. And then that is our center point, and we can actually. Wow, okay. That didn't quite work out as I planned, but I don't suppose it matters if the grate is there or not, really. Just really does matter that we level this bit so this doesn't happen again. And then we'll just soften a bit out. At least next session we'll be literally starting from sort of scratch. I think I'm gonna have to like. Oh, it's gonna take me ages to put those in a lorry, isn't it? Absolutely ages. Right. Okay. I think that's probably wide enough, and then we'll soften that as a rundown, otherwise it's going to get silly. Wow. Let's just check over this side as well. Yeah, we almost lost that bang, but it doesn't really matter. That doesn't matter. If we do that as the level, then we'll just get rid of the bank, and then we'll soften it, I think. Right, okay, that's probably not too bad. I do know we did have some of this was like this anyway, so now we'll soften and get it sort of looking something like, so it's not on a multi-level. We'll make that quite. I do love this soften tool, it really is. This is like the FS19 one, which I always thought that was the best of everything, really. So let's just, at least next time it's going to be alright. Oh wow. Yeah, we did also have our way in, didn't we, here? Which it looks like that's been changed a little. I won't remember the paint, because that's obviously specific to the... I'm not sure if this is good or not. Let's do it slightly bigger, because we do want... Wow, that's terrible. Yeah, it is. Wow. There, that's not too terrible. Let's put a bit of grass back in the middle. Or do a bit of grass. I always find you need the grass bit underneath as well. Oh, that's what happens. Cracked. Let's just try and recover that. That's not too terrible. And then a bit of proper grass. It's that refraction that I always go on about. It's hard to sort of say that's not too terrible. I can live with that. So let's have a look. I think this looked okay, actually. This didn't look like it had done. We do need to go around it a bit more. Let's do a bit of painting. Let's get all of these jobs done this session, even if it's a little bit longer. Oh, I didn't mean to do. I've gone a bit leery now. Just do need to do. It's got a monster grate, hasn't it? This. I can see it. Yeah, this here will be a matter of scaling. Is the bit where it went like that? I would have made a mistake with the scaling originally, which I don't know if I fixed it now. Probably, but we'll have a look at it. We'll just level that to the. We can just see that. Oh no, it's not working. Yeah, you can see the grate actually. That would be if we can lower it so we can just see the edge of the grate and level it from that point onwards. We get the grate, which is a bit of a monster. Wow. Fantastic. I do love the way that when you level it and it's on ground like that, it does actually colour it again. Right, now let's soften. I love the way this like equalises everything. It's just really, yeah, it should be called the equaliser. Right, okay, that's now gone. Yeah, grab the grate back again. So any trouble with it, it does like pull it back up. Let's see, is that going to like, yeah, little. Not too terrible though. Yeah, that'll do. It's not too awful. Let's soften that a little. So the cow. Oh no, we did the cow bits. Just having a pass over this looked okay to me, apart from obviously the obvious this bit here. But yeah, that looks not too terrible actually. That's all nice. Some of these I've almost fixed everything now. We've now got by Braven that fantastic mod to stop things, to keep things inside, which I wish I'd have done already, because it would have stopped that happening. Yeah, it's true. So I think we're ready to rock and roll on what is almost the finished map. There's an awful lot of juddering since the last update. It really is. It's not just this map. I mean, obviously this is a 4X as well, which is going to be extra, but yeah, there is on normal maps as well. So we should see, if we have a look, we actually should see if, oh, this takes so long. Yeah, and the time lapse will hide this, but it really, really, really takes a long time because it's a 4X map to actually do this. So yes, obviously we will have exactly the amount in that we actually had. Now, we do, if you remember, the reason we're so well off is because we actually sold nearly everything. So that's why there's nothing in there. Biogas should have... Again, but we may have like let that slip a little bit because of all the work we did. But this should be absolutely chocker. Yeah, and we should have more as well. So yeah, this is, we knew about this. There was a shed load of soup to actually. I think I only just switched the triple soup on, or yeah, and we've not got any potato soup. So yes, yeah, that should now start to work. The dairy should have what it had in, 31 tons, and everything. I love the way it does this. Everything is on that should be on. Yeah, the farm. Yes, wow. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, oh, it has done my carrot cake. Yeah, that was a test to see if I put the fill points in this, would it actually pull it across, and it has. So, yeah, my luxury desserts, I really do love that. I'm very, very pleased with that. So, yeah, that did work. So I'm going to do that on all of them so that it shows all of my new products. Yeah, so that's fantastic. It really is. Vegetable pusher. Oh, right, yes, vegetable pusher. That is true. Yeah, so we're blown through the roof, haven't we? The other thing is we're going to do as well is one thing about shifting from map to map is the sales are unique. They really are. And obviously we've come to the map and it is August, and there will be in the sales something. Ooh, the Xylon. Brilliant. We will have that, definitely. That is quite amazing. I've got to be honest, I was just thinking about what would be really useful would be the Xylon or the French GTA. So this we're going to buy. We're going to have this as our field scannery with that built in, I think. Yes. Obviously, we've got the other thing is, which I'd like to do now. We could do that. It's true. What I was just thinking. Let me just do this, and we're going to buy a few bits and bobs for it. Or do we need that? We've got the sprayer on this, haven't we? Oh, sugarcane. Now, I know, obviously, we've got to replant, but, yes. We'll do that too. Now, we're spending money, obviously, that is like the free money. I will correct this. We will sort it out. So that was quite useful, because obviously we've now got the ore stuff to actually do that. I thought we got the brands on this. I thought we had. Right, so we have, obviously we've got all of our own equipment. There's nothing extra. This was the original. Yeah, I've done another one, because I did a bit of a strange back because of the loader. Yeah. Oh, I've lost the BI Industries old icon. Yeah, I'll fix these. I had a massive shake-up of a lot of things. Because I'd had things go wrong for a long time, and then I fixed them, and I really have as well. We lost. 6 meters should be here, shouldn't it? Oh, it'll have changed its name. Yeah, I'll buy that, because that's like, because I changed its name, I'd forgotten that I'd got it on this particular Let's Play. So we're going to literally buy that back, because we did have it, and it is only, it is fair, out of this free money as well. I will correct the money, and I will also check to see how much we've just spent from this that really isn't our money, that was just the free cash that we had as we came in. So it was the 6 meter planter, which we've gone past. Soon. Here we go, planters. Yeah, it was the 6 meter. I changed its name because I wanted it. Basically, it was the Maximus 3 TIS, but this is the. I lost the BI one, basically, and it should never have been lost in the first place. It's got expanded storage. I might have to move that tank a little, but that obviously we'd had that ourselves already, but that is the one I just wanted to tweak it, so I obviously did that, but really we did have that. So yeah, Pilatus, gorgeous. That's nice as well. I do like that. Yeah, very, very nice. The Valtra 11 meter, and then everything else we should really have already. Now then, that also needs fixing, because it's like, hidden in the bushes. So can we, if we level, will it get rid of the bushes? Should do. Fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. So I think we are ready to cook on. Let's just get that so we can see that. Yeah, because that's only trouble when you do these things. Obviously, let's just quickly get rid of that tree. It's because it's not going to work with the placement of the chevrons now. So yeah, I've moved all the chevrons around a bit, and obviously that's the one thing you can't. Now then, I need to do me super strength again. Do love this feature, I've got to be honest. It's really, really cool that you can actually do that. So, and now, yeah, the broken random, as I called it, which was never broken at all. It was that I didn't pay proper attention to the fact that I didn't realise it was that kind of tipper. So yeah, so we've got all of our bits and bobs. Didn't we buy another tractor last session? Which, if we did, it will be, I'm not sure. We will have things down at the store. And obviously certain things may have changed a little that JMGaming has done. So yeah, that'll be up to 2 million, but then we'll adjust how much we've actually got. Just had a thought. I suppose that is fair. When you do all of this, I always find that it's no. We were doing very well. I was going to say that we could, Obviously, when you do things like this, it really does take time. Your time is really the farm's time, but we'll leave it. It's a bit of a stretch. That, yeah, I'm quite happy with 2 million in the bank when the dust settles, and we're still looking for that next set. But we could afford one now. So yeah, I think we are about there. Obviously, there's a bit of repair work to do with like selling the fertilizer, because we've got no choice now to do that. So we'll get that all done, cleared up, and sold. And yeah, no, that's it really. With everything else is just still one of the things I have got to do is my trailer. It's I sort of did one from scratch, but then that didn't work out well. Then I did one of these with partially this and partially me adding sides, and that looked like it worked well. And the next time I went in, it looked awful. So I'm really not sure if I'm gonna like do one totally from scratch. Yeah, again, as I was doing, I've still got the models, so I will do that. It is something that's important to me. So yeah, we're sort of, I think, now back to where back to where we should be. I think I quite like what we've done with that. That's sort of looks a little bit more. Yeah, that's all good. This should get reminded as we jump onto it. It doesn't. Oh, does it? It's weird. Some of it gets reminded by vehicles, and some of it gets reminded by you. It seems to be. This has changed though, because Giants did knock it back to you again, as it was in FS22. No, 19. I think it was you that was the reminder. FS22, it was vehicles. Right. Okay. So, yeah, we'll sort this out next session. Can we just unbury that? That would be nice if we could do that. Oh, that's quite hilarious seeing me or my alter ego, not literally me, but yeah, my alter ego doing a dance around that. So that's not too terrible. Right, so yeah, we'll leave it there. Next session, it's going to be business as usual. Literally, it was my turn to come on this evening anyway, so obviously with coming out to JMGaming's what he said, we've got everything back to normal. We've got the Xylon. Did that go? I didn't see it down the shop. Have we bought that somewhere else? Oh no, that's store deliveries. Was it? It'll be in the field or something, won't it? Yeah. With the ore stuffed and that. Yes. So this is going to be becoming very, very useful for obviously when we do replant our field of sugarcane. Yeah, it's true actually. I don't know if we did ruin it forever, or whether if you wither it sort of regrows. I would have thought it regrow, but I've never tried it because I've never forgotten to do it ever before. Fantastic. Yes, I've got a load of tanks and special things for the Xylon and the GT. We need to just fix that. I never saw that. I'd forgotten about the. Yeah, it's just literally last little bit. There's not a lot really. Let's do a bit of grass as well. I hate this because this is, yeah. Don't mind it all. Let's just sort of like put some grass down while we've got some free money. We've got to have some advantage to actually doing all this. I will just. Oh, I hate that when you do that. Need to plough it again now. Yes, when your cursor just errantly goes around and it just goes catches the edge of the field, and yeah, the amount of times I've done that. Map makers do it as well. It's very easily done. Let's just see any other bits like that need doing. Well, you've got that horrible green, probably here. Oh, I'm gonna need, yeah, I'm gonna need to level down that side. I'd forgotten. Apologies for the quiet. Yeah, I always go quiet. Concentrate on this, especially when I'm like painting, yeah, by mistake. Yeah, I think we could just about get there. The field point's there. I think that's all right. I think we're about there. What about down here? No, that's fine. Yeah, so that is it. So we've got the Xylon. We'll get this little lot in, knocked back in, or maybe even put inside the silo and tell it to keep. Now that we can do that, thanks to Braven, I'm very, very pleased with that. It's amazing. So we'll get all this lot back in the. Wow, this is what I was saying. This is the Xylon. You can imagine the Fen GTA would be terrible. Yeah, so I'm going to say my goodbyes. Does that look alright? Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, it's got the joining piece. I did this because it's obviously it sits on the end. This is a hard one to get right, so I've increased the capacity on this, but only a little bit. Yeah, the tank. Oh, it does go through there. I need to pull it in a little, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it does definitely. I've gone a little. It's the closing bit. It goes through the pipe goes. Oh no, it does go behind it. Oh, I think it goes through the tubing goes through it. I never thought of the tubing, so I do need to pull it in a little. Yeah, I'll sort it. Right, so I'm going to leave it there, yeah. I hope you'll join me. Next session we'll get the money sorted out and we'll get all these bits of bobs that need like fixing, and also, I think it's September. Barley is... September it is, yeah. So the barley, and we're going to get some planting. The big field's going to have a field full of barley, and we're going to do some whiskey, yeah, which I'm also going to put in the... module, but I haven't made it yet, so I'm not going to do that quite. Yeah, so this is going to be the barley field. So we're going to do whiskey on a grand scale. We've got a shed load of vegetables still to be doing. We can still do the vegetables, really, to keep that going too. So we could do 3 smaller fields of that. I'm trying to think. I think we'll do the sugar cane over here in 153. We'll keep that on the edge of the farm, and then this is another big one, so we could split that. I still feel like we should split that like that, I would say, and have that as the biggest field still, but like have it split like that. I think we did that pretty much before. It's not a bad time. Right, we're here, let's do it. Yeah, so I think it's like less than half. I think somewhere about here, like straight across. And now we should be able to use the... which one are we going to... the one I like for this kind of thing is forest... Is that the one with that forest grass? I actually quite like this. We need to do it sort of fairly hefty. One more, I think. That's about right. Then we need to... lock axis. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah, we need to get it on there. Yeah. This is the bit I can't quite grasp. That's it. That's it. That'll do nicely. Yeah, so a smaller field. Yeah, that's going to be a big field. Is that too big? Do we split that? Just trying to look. So this, we've got a very, very large field. Well, they are very bumpy, aren't they? I think this one could be split. I think it's actually... Fantastic. Yeah, there we go. Brilliant. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fields, which I think is more than enough for anybody to have, really. I have actually tweaked this. It now does do potatoes. So finally... ooh, we missed that, didn't we? We did. I did actually totally miss that. Oh my life. Right, okay, how are we going to do this? The level point, I would say, has got to be about here. Wow, I really did totally miss the fact that that was, like, not... So I should say about there. It's not a bad guess. Let's have a look. Sorry for the silence. Yeah, terror for when I'm... that's not too terrible. Just need to do the bit that I missed that you can't see, and that's actually not too bad. And then we'll soften this. If we need to take it a little bit further than we should. And then we need to soften to make it like a proper roadway that's not going to be too much of a stretch for us to actually go on. Fantastic. I don't think that's too terrible. Let's just make that tidy that. I just want to get it all out of the way. All of the bits and bobs that really were okay before, that obviously now has changed with the... let's just do a bit around there, I think, just to try to make that look a little bit like it should be, like that. And then a bit of grass on it. Fantastic. And I think that will actually do us. Yeah, so let's just see if we can borrow the Xylon a second and see if we can drag that or remind those that they, yeah, that's it. Fantastic. We've reminded them. So yeah, we're going to leave it there. Where's that bit of yellow on the floor? Where's that? Oh, look at that. Right, okay, I think we might need to sell that and redo it, I think. Yeah. Because it's a bit... Yeah, we will sell it, but we're going to rebuy it, honest. It's just that you're buried. So we want tools. No, we should have the sign and everything, so... Fantastic, that's a bit better. Fantastic, so that's all good. We'll leave it there. So we've bought the Xylon. Let's stick the time back up to ×1. So next session we're going to get cracking. The money we're back up to 2 million odd, but obviously needs adjusting for the bits and bobs that we actually did buy. Not the 47,000 for that though. That really was ours already. It's just that obviously I changed the name, so therefore it's disappeared. So it was 2,020,000. That was... Oh, I have to check in edit. I've forgotten how much the Xylon was. Yeah, totally forgotten. Right, so yeah, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.